What's going on, everybody? Coming back in with the vinyl finds. Just all the shit I've bought over the last couple months. Some newer stuff, which is kind of odd for me. Some 90s stuff, because I've been getting into that a lot lately, being very nostalgic. I don't know why, but I am. And then some old records that I've picked up and some I had already, and singles, whatever. Let's do this. Alright. Right out the gate, we're going to come in with a current artist who used to be in a band called The Leftovers, pop-punk band out of Portland, Maine. And that would be the new single from Kurt Baker, Anchors Up. Backside, Sweet Alice. Kurt Baker's really carrying the torch for modern day power pop, man. Like, this guy's doing shit in Spain. He lived over there for a long time. I think he's back in the States now, touring again with his American band. Got a new album dropping later this month. Kurt Baker. A little bit older of a release from Kurt Baker. These are two cover songs called Keep It Tight and Get Away. Pick this up. Some other more common rock and roll-y power pop bands. I got Hurtin' for Certain, Tommy and the Commies. This is a 4-song EP on Slovenly Records. Of course, Here Come Tommy and the Commies, self-titled LP. I think it's got 8 songs, released in 2018. Again, more like rock and roll-y power pop stuff. Pretty cool. Rad Girlfriend Records out of Dayton, Ohio. It's ran by Josh Goldman of the Raging Nathans. Picked this up at the show the other night. Saw them play locally. Josh and I go way back. It's a split with the Parasites, who I like from the 90s. Got a record of theirs I'm going to show in a minute. But yeah, Raging Nathan's Parasites split. Raging Nathan's Girlfriend Records, Rad Girlfriend Records. 2013, maybe 14, about 10 years old. Finally had to have that. Really cool band from Detroit. The Strains. Fronted by Paul Gray Smith, who's in a band called Dumbbells, been around forever. This is what you think it is: rock and roll, punk rock, dirty Les Pauls, Marshalls, you know the drill. This came out in 2021. Oddly enough, my current band is going to go up in October and record with Paul in his studio and get our first record out. So, looking forward to that. Strains, they played in Dayton a couple months ago with some locals, and I picked the record up. So, out of Detroit, cool. Band catching a lot of love right now, and a lot of bullshit hate too. I don't know why. They're a really good band. But that would be Louisville, Kentucky. White Reaper. This is called Asking for a Ride. This is their new LP from this year. It's kind of all over the place, I'm being honest. Their first few records on polyvinyl, or yeah, you know, polyvinyl. You know, more garage rock, indie punk, that kind of thing. But they signed to a major a few years ago, and this is their second album on a major, I believe. This is on Elektra Records. Yeah, it's kind of like the first few songs are like almost like thrash metal pop. There's tons of heavy riffs, but there's also more radio type stuff, more straight up power pop, indie rock stuff. But good record, I like it. Asking for a Ride, White Reaper. It's a gatefold. Pretty cool. I like White Reaper. Some people give him shit, but you know, when something gets popular, people want to talk shit about it. That's all it is with them. They got signed to a major, so now they suck. Well, I disagree. Alright, so that's most of the new records. This next record just came out, but it's a compilation done by a guy that I don't personally know, but I know of him. This is really cool. This is 40 tracks, and this is called Pay No Attention, Cincinnati Punk Rock in the 90s Volume 1. This is really well done and really cool. Even though I'm from Dayton, I played with a handful of the bands on this comp. A lot of it's earlier 90s, like early to mid 90s, not a ton of late 90s, and that's kind of when I started getting into music and playing out live anyway. So I play with a few of these bands, but 2 LP set, 40 tracks. This booklet in here is absolutely amazing. Let me pull that out. Whoever did this, I'm not sure. I don't know if I've even ever met the guy, but I know who he is. But because of this booklet, basically, it just goes through. It's got pictures of all the bands. Literally breaks down each band and flyers and stuff. It's really well done, and my buddy Gwen, she had it at her shop, so I just grabbed it because I'm sure it's a limited run, being something so specific. So yeah, Pay No Attention, Cincinnati Punk Rock in the 90s, Volume 1. I can't imagine how they're going to have Volume 2. I mean, good lord. But here you are. Drink time. Believe, baby. Exploding Hearts, Terry Six doing his 5-show thing soon. Not coming anywhere near me, but if you're around, man, go see him play the Guitar Romantic record in the full with a competent band, I'm sure. Alright, speaking of the Parasites, let's keep going here. I mentioned in my 90s Lookout video that there's one Parasites record I didn't have from a guy I know at a record store down in Mason, Ohio, a little north of Cincinnati. And that's Punchlines by the Parasites. It's a Spanish-only release. Picked it up at Hey Suburbia Records. They throw a sticker in there for your boy. This was released on Munster Records, which, that's the big Spanish label, I guess. I know Richie talked about it in his video earlier today or yesterday, whatever it was. So yeah, Punchlines by Parasites, 1994. Now I got all their LPs, except for the newer stuff, but the 90s ones I got them all. Fun. Another band I really, really liked a lot growing up, but I never bought the LPs, because back then you just bought CDs, you know? If I had the money, I would buy an LP, but mostly CDs. And that band was Dillinger Fours. So I'm going to go in chronological order. I picked all these up. And surprisingly, these are fairly cheap for being original presses, because I noticed it from 96 to 2006, everything was released on CD, and a lot of these bands didn't even have LP releases. So those records, when they get reissued nowadays, seem to be more expensive than original 70s punk records sometimes, depending on the band, you know? But these did get original releases, and they're not super expensive. But anyway, Midwestern Songs of the Americas, 1998, Dillinger Fours debut release. They did some EPs and stuff, but this is the first legit LP. See Patty's bleeding ass hand all over his Rickenbacker. Plays a P bass later on, but there they are. Dillinger Fours out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then after that, they came out with Versus God. People argue this is the best one. It probably is, but this one's up there too. Versus God. Again, Patty again, he gets his love, doesn't he? But maybe my favorite is the third album from 2002. That was Versus God's 2000, Midwestern 98. But this might be my favorite one though, is Situationalist Comedy. I just love that cover. Yeah. Whoever that chick is with her birthday cake with a fucking Glock. Is that a 9mm? I don't know. This came out on Fat Records in 2002. The third one. And then finally in 2008, What's this one? Yeah, Civil War. I never heard this when it came out. By that point, I was listening to older music mostly. I hadn't really listened to current bands at that time. Listening to like the Vadis Band and Off Broadway and all that American Powerpop, Paul Collins beat. I was listening to all that kind of shit around that time. But never heard it at the time, so when I bought this recently, this is the first time I ever heard it. So really good, more produced, a little more poppy, which you guys know me. I'm good with that. But yeah, Civil War 2008. This is their last official record they've put out. It's still touring to this day, so who knows if they're gonna come up with more music or not. But that's Dillinger Fours for you. Next one. This. We're good. All right. This one is claimed to be a Screeching Weasel side project, but I'm pretty sure this happened before he joined Screeching Weasel. But this is Dan Vapid's band. I don't know if it's first band, but early band. Sludgeworth, Losers of the Year. This never had a vinyl release, and it came out a couple years ago, I think. Yeah, 2022. It came out last year on Red Scare Records. Found this at Hey Suburbia with that Parasites record. And yeah, wanted a copy of this. Got it. Pretty cool. Got a Grail sitting next to me right now that I did pay a lot of money for, but officially grants me all of the Ramones LPs. And I noticed I'm sideways in the camera here. Should be about right here. Whatever. But finally, I have all the Ramones LPs. I have a couple singles yet to get, and I'll be full-on UK, US pressings, everything. And that would be the cover album, Acid Eaters. Been wanting this for years. Just never. I can never justify spending the money to buy this. And I've been selling some stuff, some old music gear and toys and shit I don't really care about anymore. Sold some stuff to be able to afford to buy this. Because I can't just take that kind of money out of my paycheck. I don't make that kind of money. So finally, they would buy this by selling other things. This is the UK press. People say there's a US pressing, but I don't think there is. I think it's just the UK and Brazil, because they were popular down in South America in the 90s. So yeah, Ramones Acid Eaters. Isn't it pretty? There you go. Alright, might have to flip this in a minute, so the next ones, these next four I had reissues of, and I was finally able to track down OGs for these next four. So, even though this is a compilation, but I was able to get an 83 issue of Avengers. San Francisco, I believe. So, finally got an original from that. Doesn't have the 7-inch, but I was able to find an original of Swell Maps. What is that? Maritime Maryville, Trip to Marinville, yeah. Got an original of that. Doesn't have the 7-inch. I know it makes it more valuable. Don't care. Glad to have an original of this. Finally found an original copy of The Outcast with the famous song Self-Conscious Over You, which ironically is the name of the record. Is that it? No, we got one more. And finally, We Are the League by Anti-Nowhere League. Really cool. And the next one I found literally like 2 days before my boy did his video highlighting this album. But I literally, a couple days later, I'm like, damn, that's strange. Carpet's second album, find them out yourselves. What timing, I guess, right? Like minds. So yeah. A few more. Finally found a seller that had both of these. The reason why I hadn't known these prior is because I didn't want to pay twice for shipping and stuff like that, because I don't know. I just was never able to find two guys in the U.S. that had this the same guy that had both of these at the same time in the U.S. I finally found a guy. That would be the Punk 45 comps. Specifically, the US and UK. What's great about these is if you tried to single-handedly go through and buy all these singles, I mean, you're going to spend like $5 grand. So the only way to get a lot of this stuff, if it hasn't been reissued on a smaller label, is buy these comps. These things are great, man. This is the underground punk in the United States of America, Volume 1. Kill the hippies, kill yourself. American nation destroys its young. Look at that. Really cool, man. A lot of stuff on here. I have a couple of these singles, but that's it. This stuff is hard to find. But yeah, really cool, man. Get in there. Double LPs, that's why it's thick. And then, of course, we have There's No Such Thing as Society, Get a Job, Get a Car, Get a Bed, Get Drunk. Underground punk and post-punk in the UK, 1977 and 1981. These came out on Soul Jazz Records, I believe, in 2014. Maybe the US one came out in 2013, but I mean, they're both done really, really well. I mean, gatefolds, the inserts, like this one's got a full, you know, it's done really nice, man. I gotta admit though, the second LP on this doesn't hold up to the first LP. The first LP on me is much better than the second one, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just, I mean, there's post-punk and there's artsy, weird shit. And there's a lot of artsy, weird shit that just doesn't grab me. You gotta have some kind of melody in your songs or I'm just really not into it. Sorry. But yeah, fun to have, good shit. Can't find this stuff unless you're a millionaire. Alright. Got a few singles left. We're gonna call this one, let this finish out. Now I want to cue something up. Here we go. So, what we're listening to there was the new record by Kansas City's own Powerpop garage rock masters, the Whiffs. Scratch and sniff. When I first bought this actually smelled like banana. I don't think it's there anymore. Let's try. And a little bit. The Whiffs, Scratch and Sniff, new record just came out. Amazing. I played side B. I think I like it a little better. So, also original release, 8-song for the Whiffs, and their second album from a few years ago, another Whiff. Like they literally printed it to make it look like it had ringware. Pretty brilliant. Promotional sticker. Yeah, Whiffs. Let's cue this next one up. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite singles here. And this is one of my favorite singles of all time. Absolutely love it. Screw this up, Rissy boy. Here we go. Letters. Nobody loves me. Start to the Glare. B-side. Don't Want You Back. So there's 5 singles that I kind of relate to each other. They're kind of some of my favorites. This is one of them. The Letters, Nobody Loves Me. This is a reissue. Came out on You Are the Cosmos, 2021. Originally recorded in 1980. Try finding the original one of these. You're gonna pay $300, $400, $500. Second one is the circles opening up. This is original. So this song's great too. Graduate Records, wonderful mod song. The third one would be, I've shown that, this is the next one I've shown them, but New Math, I Died Trying, B-side with Angela on Reliable Records. These 5 songs are some of my favorites. Showed this a couple videos ago. Blades, Hot For You. This is an original on Energy Records. Irish band. I think the rest of these guys are British. And the 5th one I would say is Fast Cars, The Kid Just Wanna Dance. I don't have that single, but I do have it on that compilation of punk and new wave. Can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thanks, guys. This is my vinyl finds, and had fun doing it. So, talk to you guys soon. Still got some big plans working out, so maybe a month, month and a half, 2 months, we'll be there. All right, cool. Take care. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Cheers.